wasn't gonna make a video about this, but I feel like it's my duty as your Asian older sister to warn my New York City girls about this Caleb from West Elm ASAP. So in my recent video, I made a joke to call out this very tall Caleb I went on a date with in New York City, and it kind of went viral, but I kept having girls comment being like, is this the West Elm Caleb? And I'm like, who is this West Elm Caleb? And why do you guys keep asking that? Like, how do you guys all know this guy? I was so confused. But then I get a DM from a Caleb who says he's also very tall, and I click on his bio and it says West Elm furniture designer. And I was like, oh my God, is this him? But I ignore him, as queens do. Then I get a girl DM me being like, oh my God, are you talking about the West Elm Caleb? And I'm like, who the hell is he? And can you please explain why there's so many girls commenting about him? So we first confirmed that it is the same Caleb that DM'd me, and I'm like, oh my God, why is he everywhere? And she tells me that they've matched on Hinge before and that they were texting intensely for a while, and he is like love bombing her, even though they've never met up before, like have not gone on a first date. And I'm like, that is the biggest red flag out of all the red flags. And then, of course, he ghosts her. But the funniest part is this girl sends me a TikTok that another girl made gushing about her Hinge date. And she tells me, she's like, I confirmed using my detective work that this is about West Elm Caleb. And the girl in the video is like head over heels, gushing about this guy, and it's like so giddy. And I'm like, oh my God, I recognize this girl. That used to be me when I was stupid and naive. And I'm DMing this girl back being like, oh my God, do we tell her? Maybe I am jumping to conclusions because I've only heard one story, but I just feel like love bombing is the gateway red flag to all of the other red flags. And if that many girls are commenting about you on a TikTok, that just like doesn't look good. And this is why we need that app I just talked about where we can leave reviews of guys we've dated on Hinge, because then I don't have to make this subtle video trying to warn this girl. I'm just gonna leave it up to the TikTok gods now, and if this video shows up on your For You page and you happen to be dating a West Elm Caleb, consider yourself warned and maybe keep your guard up.
Hi villains, it's 2:15. I have to literally be ready to leave my apartment for this date before 3 p.m. I have like under an hour. That's all to say, this is not what I'm wearing. It's 17 degrees. How am I supposed to look cute when it's 17 fucking degrees? Balaclava off. Okay, so my hands are too cold to do makeup right now. I have this t-shirt from Brandy Melville, which is disgusting of me. You know, the Uniqlo heat tech. However, I have some matters to address. I don't know if everyone's even gonna know what I'm talking about. However, okay. POV, you're me, scrolling on TikTok. I get tagged in a video. It's talking about this guy named West Elm Caleb. And I go, shit, I've been seeing a West Elm Caleb. Whoa. And the video is like talking about how this guy's a history of ghosting people. The comment section is bad. So Caleb, the guy that confirming that, yes, I've seen the video talking about him, and that is the dude that I was seeing. So I guess people put two and two together. I was describing him as like a tall Midwest boy. That's the dude that was in the video, obviously. So I'm like, shit. So he texts me, we talk about it, and also I'm like DMing other girls too, like they're telling me like what has happened. So that's all to say that God hates women. God hates women. God hates women, and men are fans. God is now looking down at me wearing a Men Are Fans hat. He's bought the merch. He's wearing the hat. Cause yeah, you know, I was giddy. So the creator said that I was like giddy and naive of love bombing. I was giddy, yeah. I was giddy because I thought I was uncursed of my bad dating life. However, the narrative is continuing that I am cursed with the bad dating life, right? Clearly. God gives me just shit to make content off of, I guess. That's the narrative now. I don't really consider myself to be dumb and naive. I was very giddy in the video just because I was like, that's kind of my style of TikTok. I have been love bombed before. This one guy told me he loved me on the third date, so I like, don't think I'm naive, and I didn't really have any red flags with this guy. Like, we didn't even kiss. Like, I didn't get intimate, luckily, with him, so I don't feel like I am, like, devastated now. I'm devastated because I thought it was, like, going well. But yeah, so that's, unfortunately, the update, villains. Hello, villains. Mama Villain is back. You know, yesterday I was like, oh, I kind of respect privacy. Now, no. West Elm Caleb, let's get into the story time as a primary source, because now I'm seeing people trying to do timelines that are not involved in the matter, and I'm like, Kate, it's your duty as a woman to give this timeline. Okay, so let's get into it. So I matched with this boy on Hinge last week. I was like, okay, another dude to add to my arsenal. It's fine. 6'4", like I'm 6 feet tall, so it's fairly hard to date, whatever. We go on a date on Saturday, this past Saturday. We get coffee, then we hang out again on Sunday, right? All this shit on TikTok went down on Monday, okay? So the dude and I are texting on Monday night just about dinner or something, and then I get tagged in this video on TikTok, and he knows after a second date that I do TikTok as a job. I get tagged in this. I'll tag the original creator so you guys can go watch it. So I watch the video, I freak out. Rightfully so, because this is the dude that I've been going on a date with. Like, this is at like 6:30 on Monday. I get a text from Caleb, which I'm gonna insert because I don't really give a fuck if this man lives or dies, if I'm gonna be honest here. He just goes, I'm really upset. And I was like, what happened? This was right as I got tagged in the video. And I was like, I wonder if he knows, even though he's offline. And then he said, like, yeah, someone from work sent him this TikTok about West Elm Caleb. I had a few coworkers message me about it. So the time receipts of this, it's like 6:30 p.m. on a Monday. So then in that video, people are commenting like, is this about Kate Glaven's video? Me being Kate Glaven. So I started getting DMs on Instagram from other girls, which I'm going to insert here. I got a DM from a lovely girl named Kelly, and this is where things just hit the fan for me. So Kelly DMs me and she goes, hey, I know you've been on a few dates with Caleb, because she saw my videos and then saw that video by the other creator and like put together that it was about me. She said, I dated him for the past 6 weeks, sent me a playlist, blah, 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 blah. As you can imagine, I was like, oh, cool. All the shit that I was worried about. Like, he told me he wasn't on Hinge. He deleted Hinge after we were talking. He wasn't on apps, ghosting. And this was like the timeline of her experience with West Elm Caleb was right not, if not overlapping to mine. Now, here's where it gets sick and twisted. Kelly saw in my video that my first date with Caleb was on Saturday. She woke up in Caleb's bed on Saturday. She was with Caleb Saturday morning. Caleb and I went on a date at 3 p.m. on Saturday. The audacity of a straight white man with a fucking mustache. The audacity. So as being this the one I think who's most recently seen Caleb, I'm obviously texting him about this like, you want to fucking explain all this? So he admits to ghosting Kelly, he admits to like ghosting everyone, but now I'm in this situation where like this man is like kind of confiding in me, but I'm also kind of like, fuck you, babes, like this has not blown up on TikTok. Me doing TikTok for a job, he's like, is this gonna blow over? And I'm like, I honestly thought it was. I didn't realize this man was that shady, if I'm gonna be honest, when I'm like scrolling through the hashtag. So that's the update. So I'm here to confirm, yes, Caleb saw the original video in a timely fashion, like right after it was posted. He said someone from work sent it to him. I don't know if that's true or not true. I know he has a burner TikTok now, and he was commenting on the original video. His ad is like Caleb sucks or something. And then he reactivated his design Instagram, which I also saw on Instagram, obviously. It's like not Caleb Hunter. And yeah, took down his photos on LinkedIn, and the photo on the train tracks is not Caleb. But that's the West Elm Caleb. I can't believe the internet is eating it up. So solidarity to the girlies out there.
I'll leave it up to the TikTok gods now, and if this video shows up on your For You page and you happen to be dating a West Elm Caleb, consider yourself warned.
The way that I rushed to make this video, I also have a story about West Elm Caleb. So around Halloween, we matched on Hinge, and he was like, love bombing to a T, messaging. And I was like, look, like my friends and I are going out for Halloween, like why don't you meet us so we can meet? And he was like, no, I want to meet in a wholesome way. That was the text I got, and I was like, okay. And so he was like, let's get coffee like the next day or whatever. And I was like, all right. Long story short, I'm waiting online at a bar, and he sends me a full mirror selfie with his face and his everything in it with his penis out. And I was like, one, that's very risky. Two, what the fuck? And then the next day proceeds to ghost me. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I deleted it. I'm not that type of person to hold on to nudes like that. And then the next month messages me again and goes, sorry, like I was just afraid that you were going to use me for my body. I was like, huh? I thought we were getting coffee. And so he's texting me about, like, you know, girls see it and see that it's big and don't want anything else, and I get used for my body. And I was like, I don't even know what to say to that. I was like, okay, like, sis, I know how it feels. Like, welcome to being a woman. And then he asked me on Snapchat, and I don't know why the fuck I was even entertaining giving him another chance. We were like, okay, maybe we'll get lunch or something. And I was like, maybe I'll give you a second to explain the audacity of yourself. And then he asked me on Snapchat, and I add it, and then it's another photo of his penis. And I was like, what the fuck? And I texted him, I was like, are you absolutely out of your mind? And then he ghosted me again. So that's my West Elm Caleb story. He lives on the Upper East Side. You have been warned.
Grab the wall, wiggle like you're tryna make your ass fall off. Hella think I wanna smash them all now.
Okay, part two. I'm so sorry this is taking so long. I could talk about this for hours after I did a whole synopsis on it. If you're my roommate or friends, you would know. So anyways, this man randomly is like going MIA, and I'm like asking if he wants to hang out. I'm like, hey, you want to hang out? You want to do anything? Meanwhile, he was like rushing me out of his home Saturday, and then refused to hang out with me on Sunday, because he was going on dates with other women. That was the kicker. going on dates with other women. That's why he couldn't hang out with me. But in his mind, he just needed the data online with other women. Also, this is no shade at women, because they all deserve to be dated by really great people. Not by this guy, but by really great people. Everybody deserves it. And I hope y'all find love. Anyway, what y'all really came here for was his reveal. But I'm posting this not so y'all can like harass him, but just so you know that he's sus and I don't want what happened to me to happen to anybody else or the thousands of other women in the comments. But this is him. And y'all might be like, Kelly, what? This man? No, this man, he's got a mustache, a butt chin, and he's 6'4". And he'll tell you nice things about yourself that he later will ghost you for. But the point is, just avoid him maybe. Maybe if somebody's a therapist, can they recommend themselves to him? I tried to talk to him, call him out, and call him in. But he was not about it at all. So ladies, if you're out there, and you're praying for a tall man, because I'm a tall gal too, to walk into your life with a mustache, who's a little artsy, not a finance bro, make sure he goes to therapy. Make sure he goes to therapy. He doesn't have access to therapy, I'll send him a link. And I thought about not posting this and being like, you know what, Kelly, take the higher road. And then I realized he didn't call, text, or even try to apologize to me. So I said, no. The girlies need to know. The girlies of NYC need to know. Watch the snakes 'cause they're watching you. Yeah.